Guys, this is former WCW wrestling star Glacier. Make sure to tune in to Chat, Grapple, and Cheap Pops with my buddies JB and Chris. So make sure to tune in whenever you can, or else blood may run cold on you.
Hey, what is up, wrestling friends and family? It is me, JB, and it is the assistant manager of CEX, I believe.
Yes, that's correct,
he was
sir.
called.
That's right, Karen. Do you want to speak to the manager? Because I can go get him in it. Like, it's cool.
He is not an assistant manager of CEX. He is the best Chris in all of wrestling podcast, Mr. Chris Dredd. We only joke because someone on the TikTok decided to poke fun at him. Yeah.
They wanted to besmirch your boy in it, but you backed it, bruv. It was cool.
No one with a faceless account gets to take the piss out of what we look like.
That's right. The only person that gets to take the piss out of how we look like is Matty Diamond Dennis, if anyone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, what is up, wrestling world? We are back again. We hope you enjoyed the last two episodes that we brought out this week. There was, of course, the football predictions. We'll see how they go.
Yep.
And that ranting episode.
Got a bit of heat.
How do you feel, bro?
Yeah, got a bit of heat, bruv. I feel relieved, innit? But obviously, you know, it got a bit of heat. It garnered a bit of heat online. But, you know, it's one of those things, man, isn't it? You know, you got to look at things from every angle. You know, you've got to look at things about how they're actually going. I mean, we're now 1 week closer to All In London. And I mean, so how many days are we away from it, bro? Like 9, 10, like 11 days or 12
something
days?
Like that. The apathy is real.
You know, we're literally less than 2 weeks away. And tonight, it's Wednesday. You know what that means. It's your boys having a chat. But also, you've got Fight of the Fallen tonight.
Fight for the Fallen, yes. It is one of their gimmicky evenings.
But you've got the Bucks against fucking the Guns. You've got Jeff versus Jeff in a fucking death match when they're supposed to be raising money for people that died in a fucking fire. Like, it's mad, bruv. Like, it's mad. Like, there's so much going on. It
was Jeff versus Jeff with Jeff on a pole. Like,
yeah, Jeff on a pole match.
When it gets to be Jeff, yeah.
Texas City Silver Dollar match on
Jeff
a pole.
Match, yeah.
Yeah. You know.
Maybe they call it a Texas Jeff match.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Why did they not? See, Tony, bruv, you need us. If you're going to do this gimmicky shit, at least have a proper gimmick name. You know, a Texas Jeff match.
We are now at the point where it is now popular. Something that wasn't popular a couple of weeks ago when we were doing it. It's now popular for people to dig out the All In show. People have decided that this was the week they're going to rip on it and say, oh, the book is not good enough. Why haven't we got the matches set? This, that, and the other. Like stuff that we were saying 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, we knew, but again, we knew this would happen. Like, we could see this happening a mile off. It was. If you've studied AEW, like we've studied it, and you've seen the modus operandi of Tony Khan, you know the way that these things go, bruv. He's literally like, someone, I can't remember who it was on Twitter, someone that Main Event Marks, was it maybe?
Could be, yeah.
That said Tony Khan just like smashing his toys together and seeing what happens. You know, when we were saying you've got your main event guy, both of your main eventers on the pre-show of the fucking thing.
Wild.
And bro, right? Again, we knew this shit was going to happen. We said about a week or so ago that this match is going to be like 20. This event's going to be like 20 hours long. And it's going to have 1 million matches on it. What was the email we received literally days ago?
Yeah, we did receive an email saying that the show will now start at 5 p.m. as opposed to, I believe, what, 6? 7?
6 or 6:30 or something like that.
Now starting at 5. So yeah, the pre-show starts at 5. It's usually called 0 hour. Does that mean it's going to be 2 hours? Is it a 2 hour pre-show? Who knows? Like, I don't.
Mate, at least on the pre-show, we know. I mean, surely you save your main event guys for the pop when they come out for their match, and you don't. It's one of them things. It's like people going like, yeah, we've seen you already. We know what's happening.
It's
and
almost it's like a pre-tape show, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
where someone gets to work 2 or 3 times.
Mate, everyone's dug us out. They dug me out on Twitter for my comments about that, right? And they've loads of people come and go, oh, well, obviously there's a booking decision for why they're doing it. Maybe let's just see what's going to happen. It's like, we don't need to see what's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. It's like, there's no bait and switch. There's no nothing. It's like, we know what's going to happen. There's no need to even do it. They're all pally now. We know they're probably going to have some sort of bust up, and then they're going to be in the main event, and then they'll probably hug and kiss at the end. Oh man, don't get us started on this, man. Already, like we've paid money to go and see this, bro. So obviously we're gonna go and just experience whatever is gonna happen. But I know you've described it as this in a way, and the way I'm looking at it now, it's starting to seem like it's slightly disrespectful, sort of what they're doing to the UK fans in a way, where they're treating it like a build up for the show following
let's be really honest about this, and we could end essentially end the discussion here on this. It's a very well thought out cash grab, because
absolutely
something you did notice, you might have seen it online, AEW refused to work with Blacksmith, who make the football style shirts for wrestlers, and they wanted to collab with AEW on it, like around Wembley and that, and AEW said no. So this is a full on cash grab just for AEW. We're not going to collab and let any of you lot get any money outside of the local shows that are running around it. And even then, surely there's a Sunday show in the afternoon that's been had their nose put out of joint in this situation.
So I'm not certain, but I'm sure there probably was a Sunday afternoon show, like matinee or whatever, 11 till fucking 3:30 or something, around in central London or whatever. But also, as a side note, I believe there might be a tube strike or a train strike on them days.
Yes, 27th is a train strike day, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, is it overground or is it tube?
Over? Yeah.
So it's overground. That's all right, bruv. I think we're going to be driving, right? I think we're driving up to Wembley. It's going to be the boys in the car again. Whose car it'll be, who knows? Don't know if we can get you man them in my tiny micro. You get me? But
you asking or complaining about how long it takes to get from A to B could be the one.
Bro, you know what? Yeah, I love Matty to bits, man. We love him, man, and I love winding him up. Oh, I love winding him up. It's fucking, I live for it. I fucking live for it. We were in the car and it was like, what was it? How's it taking 53 minutes to do 53 miles or something like that?
It was just ribbing him the whole way.
It's fucking
to
amazing.
The point where poor Matt was at times very tempted to just unclip your seatbelt.
He unclipped my seatbelt. He literally did it and would try to open my fucking door and push me out. But yeah, we digress, as Taz
would say. Roll, man.
That's how we fucking roll, man. We don't fuck around. So I was fucking around and found out, basically. We're messing with Matty. But yeah, we're going to be driving. But there are certainly things that will be going around in the local vicinity. What's that other thing that was going on? It was going to be Brian Alvarez and that. What time is that running till?
It's a good point. I'm not sure if that's on Saturday.
The thing. We don't know, but maybe that might have been might have been the Saturday or the Sunday or whatever. We're not sure, but
not something we were going to. So
no, it weren't. It was something that we toyed with going and just shouting stuff out. But there's been zero build up really for anything, and people are going to say, "Oh, but what about the build up for MJF and Adam Cole?" It's like there's no build up. It's not a build up. They're best of friends, and it's literally a week up before the thing, and you're gonna do the bust up, and 4 hours before they have the fucking main event match in the thing, like.
Yeah. Or the other thing is that they win the ROH tag titles from Aussie Open.
Possible, yes. I have thought about this as well,
yeah.
And that is also very likely, I believe, because I mean, Australia have just beat England. Just beat Australia in the Women's World Cup literally today. Shout out to Lionesses. I will say this: I laughed probably too hard at this morning. But someone described the match that went on this morning as the gashes instead of the ashes.
Fuck's sake. Oh man.
And I laughed way too hard at that. Shout out to our girls though, they got through to the final. You know what I mean? They're doing it better than the blokes. But I laughed my ass off, dude, when I saw that this morning. So there is a chance that Aussie Open are quite over usually in the UK, but they've been taking the piss out of the UK a little bit in the last show that they aired, just saying, you know, England's trash and all this kind of shit. Maybe they're building up for being a bit heely over here. But again, I don't really think that Tony Khan, I think he's out of his depth, mate. I think he's majorly out of his depth.
Booking this show, they feel whoever's in charge, whether it's, you know, Tony, Will Washington, Pat Buck, Christopher Daniels, whoever, like they've spread themselves too thin here.
Yeah.
Like you said, this feels like a very, very big cash grab before All Out, which is the week after. It's essentially a Tuesday in Texas.
I've seen it. Yes, it is. It's, you know, what they've done is they've gone right.
But Tuesday in Texas had a hot build.
It did have a hot build.
You had Randy and Jake, and then you had that rematch with Taker and Hogan.
And Hogan, yeah. I mean, we actually covered, if you look in our archives, we covered the event before the Tuesday in Texas, right?
Yeah.
You know, so what's happened is they sold the show out without even booking a match. They knew they would, because it's the first AEW event that's going to be held in the UK, and anyone who watches wrestling, whether they're hardcore AEW fans or hardcore WWE fans, or, you know, they're going to want to go. So AEW knew ultimately that they were going to sell this out. That was never going to be really a question. I think they knew in the back of their minds that, do you know what? We could probably sell this out with, you know, CM Punk in the middle of the ring taking a shit for an hour. We're still going to sell it out. So ultimately, we don't need to book it strong.
At this point, the broomstick will be the only one left on Collision apart from FTR.
Well, at this point, yeah. I mean, fuck me. Okay. So we'll leave. Should we leave it at that for the minute?
Let's leave all in.
We'll leave all in for the minute and just say, first of all, we told you so. Yeah, we knew this shit was. We were right. We told you this shit was going to happen, and it was never going to be a strongly booked show. It was literally going to be matches chucked together, which is ultimately, I mean, I don't know if there's been anything actually confirmed, really, apart from
not too official. Yeah.
No, I mean the main event. We still wait to find out now who's going to be the last entrant in the women's four-way for the title. It's going to be fucking Britt Baker.
Someone we spoke about last week.
Exactly. You know it's going to be Britt Baker. But ultimately, again, you know, the champion didn't get a buy into that. The champion wasn't the one that got entry. You know, she's the champion. You like, right, this is the champion. She's in the match. And then 3 other people are going to get the chance to join her in the four-way. You know, that's how ultimately it's really odd booking. Very, very strange. It's like they used Toni Storm's rematch clause. She used her rematch clause to get a buy into that match or something.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It's like, yeah, it's very silly. It's if you lose your match trying to get into it, then okay, well, actually, I'm going to use my rematch. You know, it's
common sense.
Common sense. It books itself if you've got half a brain cell. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we knew this was going to happen. We knew it wasn't going to be booked strongly. We told you that, you know, we're not expecting anything massive storyline wise. We're just expecting a huge jumble of matches chucked together in a mud show styling. And that is ultimately what I think we're going to get.
And the neckbeards will chant "Fight Forever" off the back of 8 super kicks and a few dives. So cool. Yeah, I'm still looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong.
Of course, we're looking forward to it. And if anyone wants to come and see us there, we will be there. You won't be able to miss us. We'll be wearing the Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast merch. We'll be merched out. We'll have the at down the arms and the at on the trousers. We're fully track suited up. We're not going to be WBF in it this time. I don't think. I may still be wearing the pink bum bag.
No Zubaz.
I might be, but do you know what? We could even just bust out the Zubaz again, innit?
That could be the gimmick.
It could be the gimmick, bro. Full on. So, yeah, come and find us. Come and chat to us. You know, we're happy to talk to people. We want to, you know, and it's gonna. We're excited.
We'll try and get there early.
Yeah, I think we're going to try and get there a little bit early. You know, we'll try and find something to eat. Try and go somewhere and have a little mooch around. Try and take in the ambiance a little bit. You know, wrestling at Wembley.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to look at it from that point of view, and that's what we're looking at a big wrestling event at Wembley, and we'll see what happens. You know, so again, as Taz says, I digress. We are going to talk about other shit that's going on in the wrestling world at the moment. There's a lot of shit going on, even to do with AEW.
Let's skip over to everyone's favorite wrestling show on a Saturday night, Collision.
Yeah,
CM Punk, the de facto booker / owner / head runner of the show. You might have seen something on Twitter, this or X or whatever the fuck they call it now.
Yeah,
you might have seen it this week. I made up a little picture of the Wrestling Observer's new Booker of the Year, CM Punk.
Yeah, it's great, but you know there are conflicting. Don't you think it's mad, bruv? Don't you think it's a little bit mad that in the weeks leading up to their biggest wrestling show to date, one in a mecca for wrestling that you in the UK that you could really, you know, all it is, all the talk online is mad backstage stuff going on between people in AEW.
If I were Tony at this point, I would pull everyone in for a meeting and say, whoever's running to those sheets,
yep,
stop.
Yes,
because I will find out.
Yes,
that's the thing. Too many people. First thing, anything happens like, you know, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Idiot Boy Sap or, you know, Meltzer or Alvarez, whoever. Oh, Hangman Page was thrown out of the building. Christopher Daniels weren't allowed in the building. Matt Hardy left Collision. Like, wrestlers themselves need to take a little ownership of this. Stop running and crying off to the rag sheet. If you have a problem, speak to Tony. Let Tony deal with it.
But again, this is indicative.
Don't leave it for everyone to air and for everyone to make their own opinions or their bullshit online. Make things worse.
This is indicative of how it's gone, and this is another indicator of how Tony is he's lost all control over people. If you work for a company, I know you yourself, and I know more likely you. And when I was working for certain companies, I had to sign an electronic privacy policy saying that I would not talk to any external. I wouldn't talk about my job or my work that I was doing for that company on social media, and I wasn't allowed to go. Why is Tony Khan? Again, it doesn't make any sense. You know, people say that WWE rein their guys in too much, and they're not allowed to do this and they're not allowed to do that and the other. But AEW is just way too far over the other side, where it seemingly just lets people go and say whatever they want to whoever they want, secretly or overtly.
These are internal matters that should be dealt with internally.
Yeah, but Tony is not dealing with this shit because he doesn't.
What did you call him last week?
Pussyhole, bruv. He's a fucking pussyhole.
I don't think we can put that on the.
No, I see you blurred it out. But again, he's lost all control over these people that work for him, and I think that's what people forget. Like, they work for him. He's the boss. Like, I'm seeing stuff that so there's conflicting reports at the moment, right? It's not to say that both of these things aren't true, right? So there's reports coming out from whoever these fucking moles are, or whoever's coming out and saying this shit. So there's reports saying that CM Punk's getting to the event and finding out that certain people are going to be there, and then he's sort of vetoing it and saying, no, these people can't come here, and then people are contacting him saying, look, you've got to go home. I thought Collision is fucking unbelievable, bruv. It's like CM Punk thinks he seems to think he runs the company, that it's his.
Well,
but again,
here's the thing: if you're running the show and you're hearing that, the first thing you see is one of your talent tells another talent to stay away. Be like, hang on a minute, who the fuck told you that?
Yeah, it's like who's in charge here, you know? So they're the reports we're hearing, that, you know, and it's people, you know, there's lists of people that are being told that they can't, you know, that are being told that to basically fuck off. You know, we're talking about quite a list of people. You know, it started with Ryan Namath, it started, you know, Christopher Daniels, and it was
Christopher Daniels is head of talent relations, right?
But again, this is the thing. It's like, this is a fucking free-for-all.
Can you imagine in the mid-90s someone telling Jim Ross, head of talent relations, to leave the building?
Yeah.
Not fucking happening.
Not happening, bro.
Yeah.
It is, you know, there's that classic song. The inmates are running the asylum right now. You know,
it's one inmate. It's one inmate.
It's
the Joker or whatever else. Yeah, Crane running the asylum.
It's insane from a business standpoint as well, because your company's not, you know, there's stuff that you're not able to do that you should be able to do because you've got these conflicts. So we're hearing reports of that, but then there's also reports of CM Punk saying that he wants to talk to the Elite and he wants to have a meeting and he wants to sort it out and he wants to do business.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The Elite are saying no, talk to the lawyers.
Yes, exactly. So
there's too much. It's so much going on.
It's unbelievable. And if you're Tony Khan at this point, it is that meme that we put up. It's like he's sitting in a burning house drinking a cup of tea, like, no, this is fine. You know, yeah, because you know the money's coming in from this and this and this, but the ratings are tanking. They are fucking tanking.
CM Punk also cut a promo after Collision talking about Hangman Page's action figures and how they're the ones that are still on the shelves. Ironically, the ones I see on the shelves round our way is Britt Baker. So
yeah, but there's it's true.
There's more Britt Baker than anyone else like left on the shelves.
It's true. As Kurt Angle said, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
You know, this whole situation it's unreal, really. It doesn't really, you know, it shouldn't be happening. Whatever's happening, I mean, like I said, both of those things could be true. You know, you know, he could be telling people, I don't want them there, and then they're telling, and then other people are telling these people, look, you know, they've got a plane all the way.
What are they afraid of?
They meaning who?
Fear of crossing CM Punk. Like, is that a thing?
Yeah. Well, this is the. We don't know. Because I've also heard lawyers are involved, and when lawyers are involved, things might have been basically Tony Khan. God knows what Tony Khan has signed in order to get CM Punk back working. Yeah. So we know ultimately that Collision was almost. We said this before anyone else said this, yeah? Collision was ultimately created to make CM Punk happy and to make the Elite happy by saying, right, okay, there's your little thing. You can go and do
work
this.
Saturdays.
Yeah, you know, and Jim Ross again. Jim Ross has come out and he said on his podcast, there was a little clip that I saw on YouTube, and he said, you know, Collision's great. You know, it's that full force of, right, go out on your media channels and tell the world that everything's fine. Yeah. It's Jim Ross coming out and saying, no, Collision's great. It's a great bunch of people. It's a great roster that has been chosen. There's less people there on a Saturday. So
damage control, isn't it?
So they get more time to go through their matches and on all this kind of stuff. There's a clip that it's out there. You can find it. That Jim Ross is basically like, you know, the damage control is real. This is happening. That God only knows what is going on behind. It must be absolute fucking chaos, mate. They're you know, like I say, God knows what Tony Khan has signed and what power he has given CM Punk, and what power he has given the Elite.
Let's fix this. Tony, listen, we know you're watching, pal.
We know.
Call us anytime. We are happy to jump on board for a few weeks, a little bit of, management.
Right.
We'll fix it.
Tell him he can call on Tyrone.
Basically, you have us there for 3 weeks. The Elite and CM Punk will be working in the main event of your next pay-per-view, whether they want to or not.
100%, bro. This is the thing. The ultimate goal for Tony Khan at this point should be to take back control of his company, yeah, and basically do what needs to be done to get more. Can you imagine the pay-per-views and the weekly TV episodes where you slowly start creeping in the Elite and Punk sort of doing these little bits and little things
crossing
happening.
paths in a hallway.
Yeah, and there you go. We're booking it already, mate. We're booking it already. I
mean, let's be real here. The only thing, and this is me with a bit of a take, only thing people are sort of sticking around for right now, and this is myself included,
same,
is Punk and Omega.
Yeah.
Like, we want to see it, but there's a real chance that it's never going to happen.
Yeah.
And people will turn off if they get that feeling it's not happening. They will turn it off and they will never come back.
What a mistake!
Like what 500,000 people have already done with Collision.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be an absolute travesty if they allow this opportunity to. I mean, I don't understand what would be the problem with Tony just coming out and saying, "Look, this needs to happen at some point. So we need to sit in a room and do this. We need to."
It should have happened on their biggest wrestling show ever.
It should have. We've said this. It should have happened at Wembley. It should have happened. There's been enough time in between it, and they would have had enough time to book it, knowing that Wembley was going to happen. Because when they announced Wembley, they would have known about it months in advance.
It's sad. It's sad for wrestling fans. It's sad for everyone involved that we can't get to this stage where it's the only match worth having.
It would bring people back. It would,
restore faith.
It would restore faith that everything that is being done in that, bro. And even in CM Punk's after, his rant recently after the match, he says things like, "Oh, I told the Dark Order no chops and they chopped the crap out of me," or something like that. And it's like, why, like, who's giving him the power, the authority to kind of shit on the? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't get it, bruv. I don't understand it. Why he's being allowed to literally just shit on whoever he wants to shit on. I mean, I was on his side.
To be fair, right now, this version of the Dark Order is pretty shit.
I mean, yeah, but
I cannot stand Evil Uno. I think he's one of the worst characters on all of wrestling.
Oh no, sorry,
television.
it was House of Black. House of Black. Sorry, because it was FTR and Punk against the House of Black for the trio.
I'm still digging out Evil Uno though. I think he sucks.
No, you're digging out Evil Uno. That's fair enough. No, it was House of Black, and he said, "Oh, I told the house I've got to have words with them. I told them not to chop me, and I said no chops, and they were chopping me." And it's like, right, okay.
He's never working with Gunter.
No, but that's the thing. You are shitting all over the product. It's like you're shitting all over wrestling. You're shitting all over the people that you're working with. You're just killing any idea that people are going to suspend their disbelief and believe that what is going on in that ring is somehow legit.
Here's my thing. Is he walking around Collision on the Saturday as the big man? Is he walking around, shoulders up, chest out, his little henchman at the side, FTR?
Bruv, he's Cuzzy.
Telling people what to do. Yeah.
He's Cuzzy. He's Cuzzy. He's like, do the dance.
He's Debo. He
do the music.
Yeah.
You get me? Like, he's Debo.
Because
that's my show, Punk. You know what I mean? Like,
how long before someone on Collision gets a telling off from CM Punk and they go, you know what, fuck this, and they lamp him?
Yeah, again, but there's that
it's the unprofessional Wild West here, like
yeah.
as Collision and a lot of AEW can be. Who say someone feels froggy one night and has got got the wrong attitude and the wrong night, and CM Punk says the wrong thing and catches a good one.
So again, who in that company has got the bollocks to do it? Someone. Do you reckon? I mean, Miro might have the bollocks to do it. Andrade is
more than one, but loads of them.
I mean, what's you obviously we cover what we're going to talk about the rest of the wrestling world. People are talking that Charlotte Flair and Andrade are broken up.
I read about it a little bit. There was one piece of All In information that I thought you might find funny, but also find a bit strange because there would be no reason for it. Enzo, people were talking about Enzo turning up at All In.
All In, yeah.
Yeah, but where's the sense in that?
I mean, to back his boy, but is his boy wrestling? We don't know.
Well, we don't know that. Yeah,
this is the thing. We don't know. How can you build something up if less than 2 weeks leading up to the show we don't have? I mean, we should really have a full card by now, almost, right?
SummerSlam 92 was not booked this badly. SummerSlam 92 was booked well in advance. If you're going off of something like that, Money in the Bank, the last show that was in the UK, last big, American traveling show, whatever you want to call it, booked well in advance. It's just it makes it feel like a bit meh. Mid.
It does. It's disappointing though, mate, because we expected. I mean, you and I didn't expect it, but as a wrestling community, you think they're going to Wembley, they're gonna fill it out. They're hopefully gonna put on a show that is booked well and builds up so people are excited about the matches. Not people are going to be a week away from it going, we don't even know what we're going to fucking see. We don't even know. We literally don't know.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
According to most within the wrestling world, Lacey Evans' WWE contract is up. Yeah. She is not re-signing with the company. She would go on to be a free agent. I mean, it's not. To me, when I saw this news, I sort of just shrugged my shoulders. Like, she hasn't been on TV for a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anyone fumbled anything. This isn't a Wardlow situation. This is someone who was probably treading water for a little while.
Why didn't she work? Why has things not really popped off? Because I mean, she was in angles where she had Ric Flair there with her. They have made efforts to kind of
they made efforts, but again, it's that thing like you talk about LA Knight and that it's like making that chicken salad, isn't it?
Yeah,
of the chicken shit that you're given. My hope is that she does the round, works on whatever she's working on, makes a return, like does the Chelsea Green.
I mean, she'll have an OnlyFans tomorrow.
Everyone should be looking at how Chelsea Green has done it. Lost her job, did the indies, worked on every last drop of herself, it seems, and has come back and taken a real big chunk of stardom with her.
Yeah.
And she's great at the minute. Like, you can't knock what Chelsea's done.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's like you say, like we've said before, it's all about taking what is being offered and doing it in your own way and just doing you. That is what wrestling is. Do you and be entertaining, and they can't take that away from you. But maybe Lacey, just doesn't really have the charisma, or I don't know.
They've obviously not seen something or decided that the time was right to part ways, and that's fine. You shouldn't. It's never great when someone loses their income.
Of course, but
should
be all right. Like I say, she'll be on OnlyFans tomorrow.
You reckon?
Yeah, you could probably buy pictures of her arsehole for $5. It's.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
But I mean, obviously, it might not be like proper, like chocolate starfish pictures, but it's you know, she'll have pictures of her in lingerie and doing stuff like.
Oh, there's a market there.
There's
Easy.
absolutely a market. She, you know, as soon as she goes on OnlyFans, she'll have, you know,
them simps will be all over it.
Oh, they'll be all over it, mate. She'll get sign-ups for the first month. She'll smash it. She'll make more in the first month than she made in a year in WWE.
Be like who was it that got fired?
Yeah, I know exactly who you mean.
Yeah, I
She
can't remember the name
because she was doing Mandy Rose.
Yeah, Mandy.
You know, Mandy Rose. She was doing her own thing, and they didn't like it, and she said, "All right, well, fuck it, I'll do that full time then." Boom, the simps were on it, and she made fucking thousands.
Got paid, yeah.
She got paid, bro. You know, so I'm sure she'd be reet as it's up north. She'd be reet.
You reckon Tony's calling?
No, she'd be reet, mate. Tony don't need no. Oh, fucking hell. You know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like, I mean, you know, he's got a checkbook big enough.
Lacey Saraya for the women's title at All Out.
Oh my god. Oh my god, because you know, we've predicted that Saraya is going to win the women's title. We've already suggested that. So yeah, I mean, Lacey will be a reet. She'll get an OnlyFans going. She won't be short out of pocket. Whether she's going to get back into WWE or do any indies or do, you know, TNA or whatever, but she may well end up in AEW. You know, she may well end up there. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Impact Multiverse show is this weekend.
Yeah.
Impact in New Japan. It's essentially Forbidden Door, but with Impact instead of AEW. Like, cool. Like, I mean, I might, if I'm awake, I'll have a little look. But it doesn't scream out to me like the last Impact show did. What was the last Impact show? See, my mind is off it today. What was the?
Oh, good man.
Slammiversary, I think it was.
Yeah, Slammiversary.
Yeah.
And also, Impact have withdrawn. They were going to release some wrestling figures, but the people that were making the figures, apparently the product just wasn't good enough. So they've given everyone back their money that paid for the they pre-release that, they booked it up first. What they call it, pre-ordered. A lot of people pre-ordered, so they're getting their pre-order money back. So now they're looking to get another company to do the figures, which is always a shame. I mean, I'm always abreast of the figure news and all that, what's going on. So
well, I remember the original TNA figures that came out. They were pretty good.
Bro, I've got them right. In front of me. Yeah,
Abyss and
they were Jacks.
They
were Jacks.
Okay.
Yeah, they were Jacks. Yeah, they were Jacks, mate. I've actually got a TNA. Look here, hold on.
Oh, he's gonna get himself a TNA figure. Is that Shark Boy behind him though?
It is Shark Boy behind me. Yeah, look.
Oh, you see, you got the later ones. I'm talking about the Series 1 sort of.
I've got them as well in
Jeff
front
and
of
all
me.
that,
But
yeah.
this is these were Jacks Pacific. These were Jacks.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Yeah, these were Jacks. And I've got all of them. I've got like all of them. You know, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Sting, Jeff Jarrett, Suicide, but they didn't call him that.
What did they call him?
Kurt Angle. It was called. I think he just had the sign. It didn't actually say Suicide. They didn't write Suicide.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the Mick Foley, and but that was one of the later ones. But yeah, I've got Series 1 there, and I've got who is it that I've got? I think I've got Christopher Daniels.
Yeah,
some other people there.
I got the Christopher Daniels, AJ, Abyss, Jarrett, Raven. Yeah, some of that early shit. You know, when they still had NWA world title belts with Jeff Jarrett.
So we've got the TNA Hulkamania ring as well.
Okay, not the 6-sided one.
No, this is when Hulk came in and changed the ring from a 6-sided ring.
Something we mentioned, he's never been forgiven, really, has he?
No, he came in with Bischoff, and some other people, and started like Bubba the fucking Love Sponge, and
that was the night they WWE brought back Bret Hart, though, wasn't it? Yeah, like proper, like just to blow him out of the water.
So So I've got a lot of, but I'll tell you what, one of my best ones, is that one.
Yeah, there he is, the mathematician himself.
Look at that.
They say that all men are created equal.
That is a beautiful figure. Look at it. Come on, man. Absolute beautiful.
Are you going to Impact Impact shows at the end of October?
I would like to. I would, just because partly October's my birthday, and I think you're not about though, are you, for him?
No, I am away. I will be sunning it up in Mexico.
Ariba and all them things.
Oh
there.
yeah, maybe catch some lucha. I
It's
brought you back. I brought you
something
back a mask last time.
You did, mate. You did, and I'm very grateful for that. Look here. Let me just. I'm talking about Scott Steiner figures, right? But look at this little bad boy.
Yeah, that's a classic. Those the San Francisco toy makers or whatever.
Absolutely, bruv.
Yeah.
Toy makers, San Francisco.
Some of those are amazing. Some of those, I've got a Macho Man Randy Savage in like full like outfit.
Yeah, it's
so good.
So anyway, so yes,
the figure talk is done.
The figure talk has taken over, but yeah, TNA Impact Wrestling in October. I'd like to go there. I think Matty was talking about it. So we may go while you're in the land of tequila and wrestling. We might go when you're in Mexico. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what the tickets are saying. But yeah, I'd like to go. I mean, we like to go and watch any wrestling that's going on. You know, whether it's in our local theatre, whether it's in down the road in another place, whether it's
still gonna have to go and check out CXW.
Shout out to CXW down in Braintree, up in Braintree, wherever it is.
Gonna have to see one of the other Matts.
That's right.
Not top Matt. He's got to be a little less.
Matt Attack. Shout out. He's got the good sausage apparently up there.
You want to try that sausage?
You get me, bruv? He's saying he's got the good sausage, bruv. So yeah, we like wrestling. That's what.
We love it, man. That's why we're talking about it.
That's right.
What else have we got? What else is on the agenda this week? There's been a lot.
Asuka.
Oh man, Joshi fans in the mud.
Yeah.
And they can take all their internet crime and shove it up their asses. This is something I noticed when we first made it to the IWC and the realms of stupidity, was that Joshi fans in particular were way more stuck up, feeling that they had a superior intellect and everything else that comes with it, a superior wrestling show and everything around it. That's just how I saw it. And you know what? A little punch in the eye for them. It works. Asuka made very, very clear on social media how it was Japanese wrestling media that do we want to say forced her out?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
she wanted it to be better. She wanted to. She made but this is partly Japanese culture, which she mentioned that because of her age and she was a newcomer and all this, and people didn't really respect her or whatever, even though the suggestions she was making were probably good suggestions. She wanted to just make it less poncy or whatever. You get what I mean? She wanted to toughen it up a little bit. She wanted to give it a little bit more and make it more respectable, make it more real, and Asuka's our girl, mate. Asuka is, as we've said, she's fucking mustard, mate. She's been through it. Now, there are documentaries that anyone can go on YouTube and watch about the Japanese wrestling dojos that these women have to go through, and the pain, the suffering, the almost to the point of torture that these young girls have to go through in these dojos, and the young blokes in the Japanese wrestling dojos.
How long would we have lasted,
mate? Yeah, I mean, who's to say, But the shit that they have to go through is no mean feat. So
it's fucked.
And she says that. Wasn't she saying that Stardom was created as two fingers up to her, basically?
Yeah.
To basically say, no, we're doing this like this, fuck you. And she went to America to do whatever she was doing, and she's
a bigger star than anyone in Stardom.
Absolutely. And she has.
That's not a take. That's a fact.
That's a fact, bro. There's matches that she's had with Minoru Suzuki, tough, stiff matches that she's had.
Yeah.
In America, she's had her front teeth knocked out at least twice. You know, she's a fucking
Had some
warrior.
incredible matches, yeah, as well.
Oh, she's a warrior, mate. She's a warrior. And you know what? Asuka, we back you 100%, you know, in what you're saying, in how you carry yourself, in the things that you've said recently on social media. You know, we back you 100%. We respect you a lot, you know, so don't worry about us. These man over here, we got your back. We love what you do. We always have done. We always give you props. And no one popped louder than us when you won that title in Saudi Arabia, bro. So
that was something.
You know, I loved it, man. I absolutely loved it. So the wrestling world's a funny old game, ain't it, Jay?
It's mad. It's
but again, it's the media, right?
It's a massive part of it.
Yes,
it's a horrible part of it. And I still struggle to understand why how they're so respected. The only one that's probably earned it is Dave. Like, being honest, his historical work has always been on point. It's always been excellent.
Yeah.
But the gossip, and 9 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, it's bullshit. And some poor wrestler has to come out and say, what the fuck is he on about?
Yeah.
He not just Dave, like, I'm using Dave as an example, but Dave is the one with the 80s credit. And then there's Brian, and there's Sap, and there's,
Dixon Span.
A fucking dickhead, yeah. Him. And then you reach further into the bin and you find Cultaholic and all of that shit, So wrestling media has done its best and worst to infiltrate the show, so that they would become part of the show. And now they're part of the show, and it still stinks like shit.
It absolutely does stink like shit. That's the problem. It's got to a point now where these sort of, like, your cultaholics and you know, these sort of things, they're doing what they're doing because they're trying to get in with the wrestlers. They're trying to get in
without being actual wrestlers.
They're trying to be one of the boys without being one of the boys. I prefer your Chris Van Vliets, the guys that literally just on air interview wrestlers, because it's not like they're trying to sort of make out that they're in the know, that they're no, we've got this intel and we know, like, it's not. That's not what Chris Van Vliet really does. Chris Van Vliet is like a journalist, you know?
He's a real one, yeah.
Yeah. So the people that I respect are your people like your Chris Van Vliets, your Brian R. Solomons, your people like that, friend of the show. I think we can actually say that as well, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
he's
legit,
been on twice. Yeah.
You know, he's been on twice, and, you know, he's a really nice guy. We've chatted to him immensely. So
this will be an unpopular take, but Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette. He doesn't. You know, he's not your shock jock. He's not there saying, "Oh, this is what I know." If there's anyone in the wrestling business that has got the contacts that, if he really wanted to, he could do digging and delve in and find out a whole heap of information about what is actually going on in these companies right now, is Jim Cornette. Yeah. If he really, really wanted to, he could say, do you know what? Fuck all these wankers. I'm going to go and use my contacts and find out what the fuck is really going on and put the news out under a pseudonym or through someone else.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Jim Cornette could ring JR tomorrow and go, like,
what's
Jim,
happening, Jim?
What is going on, Jim? And I'm not being funny. He could find out if he wants to.
Yeah.
And he probably already knows.
Well, I'll shout out Conrad as well. Conrad is one of those guys. He doesn't claim to be a journalist or anything like that. He is,
Yeah.
you know, he asks the questions on the air.
Yeah.
Like he's that guy. I mean, is he taking over? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like,
you know, but that's his hustle. That's what he's doing.
yeah.
You know? So there are guys out there that kind of are just doing what they're doing, and they're not trying to be that kind of sensationalist, I've got the fucking news right here, sort of breaking news, sort of this. Because you find all these pages, they're all just saying the same thing. A million of these wrestling pages and these wrestling journalists are all reporting on this Jungle Boy wanting to use real glass, and then having and Punk having a problem with it, and then them having a falling out and blah blah blah. Apparently that happened weeks ago, months ago. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing it wasn't a recent thing. So why is it coming out now?
It's all a bit much, isn't it?
When it's like a week and a half to their biggest show in Wembley. They should be, these journalists, if they want AEW to succeed, if AEW want AEW to succeed, they should be doing like press tour. Do you get what I'm saying? They should be doing interviews with talent that are sort of kayfabe to say, right, yeah, I'm having a match with this person and that person. This is going to be our biggest show ever.
Yeah.
The media machine should be in full swing right now to be promoting this show. So why is it not in full swing for that? Why is there's something not quite right, dude?
Why is it, yeah, with 11 days or whatever it is to go?
Yeah.
Is it that they're still not talking about this show?
Yeah, there's something not right.
You know, maybe they're not invited. Maybe they didn't get the press passes. Maybe they've been handed out to local, you know, things like TalkSport and all that. Who knows? But
bro, you know, oh my lord, you know. So, is there going to be a media scrum after All In?
I would assume so.
Are we going to try and go?
I mean, if you can find how to get it done, I may or may not have had a little look to see who to contact. But yeah,
I was going to say maybe we should ask an honest question in a very respectful way, you know, to whoever may be up there, where Tony Khan himself, and say, Tony,
we might be a little late on this train, but
yeah, you know, when are you going to take control of your company? When are you going to start telling people you're the boss and you're in charge, and you wear the daddy pants? Because you do wear the daddy pants, my boy.
Borrow your Zubaz, yeah.
You get me, bro? I will hand them folded, yeah, nicely, neatly washed, pressed, not starched, because that'll
big
fuck
boy
them up.
Zubaz on, Tony.
You get me, Tony? Come, put these Zubaz on, bruv. Have a Road Warrior shake, yeah. Put your big boy pants on. Take control. Wouldn't take much.
Speaking of taking control, it's one of those times for you to take control of your online security.
Absolutely. Everyone's going on holiday right now. They're going to be taking their laptops. They're going to be wanting to watch the home comforts from the side of the pool on their iPad or from wherever, you know. So you can't go far wrong by taking advantage of our Surfshark offer that we have, which is 83% off and 3 free months.
That's right. That is a cracking deal to keep yourself protected whilst you are on the net, out and about on the free Wi-Fis and all that stuff. You know, the nefarious Wi-Fis that are looking to steal your information and do bad things with it.
Right. All you're doing is trying to watch Emmerdale, yeah? And you end up with getting all of your information that's on your computer, your email, your passwords and that, you're getting it nicked, bro. So
who's watching Emmerdale?
But people watch it. I swear they still watch it, man. Or you're trying to watch, you know, Heartbeat or whatever on UK Gold. You get me? Only Fools and Horses. Yeah.
There we go. We got
one. There you go. So you're trying to watch your home comforts from your holidays away. This is August. Is when we all go on holiday in the UK. So, you know, it's it's imperative that you have that online protection, and we've got the deal for you. So use the link in the description, click the link, use the promo code GRAPPLE to get this fantastic deal from our friends and partners at Surfshark VPN.
Oh, we are always thankful to Surfshark for sponsoring these videos and these shows. You know, they've been doing it for a while now, and I'm almost certain that poor dumbass is getting sick of us making mockeries of our ads and our, you know, infotainment.
Our reads, yeah.
But you know, we
with us.
keep doing it. Yeah, they stuck
with us, bro. That's right.
They've not pulled the plug, you know, like one or two other sponsors back in the day.
That's right.
So go check the link in the description. It's always down there. Special code. Use it. Grapple is the one. Get yourself that deal. Stay protected. Thank us later.
That's right. Absolutely. It's a must-have.
Now that that's been done, paid the bill.
Paid the bills.
What's coming up? I mean, we got some exciting shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the emails that come through every like every other day or so, or maybe even a little bit more, like in between. Like, there's been some interesting emails that we'd love to share, but we can't just yet.
We can't divulge them just yet, but we do have more guests coming on. We're lining them up. So, you know, the thing with this game, we just go with the flow. And as we've said previously, and people didn't believe us, certain individuals didn't believe us when we said we have never paid for a guest to come on this show, not once. And we stick by that. We have never paid anyone because we ain't got the money to pay no one. You know, we're just two guys who are doing this for fun. We started off doing the reviews, and we started just reaching out to wrestlers saying, look, if you've got a little bit of time, we'd love to do this with you. We'd love to talk about this, this, and this. You know, we've reached out to journalists. We've been reached out to by publishing companies and things like that to have certain people on. You know, we've never paid a penny for anyone. And you find in this game that there was swaths of sort of your wrestling podcasts that would have the same guests on over a certain period of time when they were like doing the rounds. You know, they'd have the same guys on and they'd be paying them to come on for half an hour or whatever, or, you know, 10 for 15 fucking minutes, some of them. You know, so am I lying though? Tell me when I'm telling lies.
There it is.
You get me? Tell me when I'm telling lies. So, you know, we've never done that. We've never done that. And we've never gone for like the guys that are kind of doing the rounds. We've never done that. And it's to our credit because we've been able to have some fantastic chats with people like Sonny Ono, with, you know, your Eric Watts, bro, Chris Hamrick, you know, Santino Marella. I stand by this, and you know this is true as well, JB. We were the first people to have Santino Marella on a podcast, really, when no one had him on ever, really.
Yeah.
No one had him on, and we managed to reach out to him when he was at a certain time in his life where he was doing bits and bobs. He was opening a gym and he had a bit of free time, and you know, he wasn't really doing any wrestling as such. And we reached out to Santino at a time where he'd never done anything for years and years and years. And we got him on and we had a fantastic chat. And then all of a sudden, a year or so after that, he's done so much stuff with so many.
He was with Impact. I don't know if he's still with Impact. I think that's gone.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, he's doing stuff there, you know. So we sort of we buck the trends, bro. Didn't we? We just have people on that we want to have on. We have Max Payne on. We had Duke the Dumpster Drosy on. You know, we've had the epic chat with Max Payne, dude. That is, if you listen to that interview, it is.
Yeah, it's artistically one of our best.
It's beautiful, mate, because we just give people, because we haven't paid anyone to be on, you know, and they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart. The type of guys that we get on are people that just want to come on and talk. You know, and you know, we've had Oliver Gray, aka
Joel Redman,
Redman, one of the UK's best technical wrestlers, really, as well. Really lovely guy. You know, we just have them coming on and chatting. We've had Dean Ayas on, the voice of British wrestling.
Shout out to Dina. We hope he's feeling better.
We hope he's feeling better because he's had a lot of health issues where he's not been feeling great, but apparently he's on the mend, which is fucking great to hear.
Good,
Because
yeah.
Dean Ayas, absolutely fantastic guy. UK wrestling, fucking great. You know, so these people that we've had on, when you got yourself on a wrestling podcast and you kind of you pigeonholed these guys that we always look for guys to have on, but we don't shit our pants when for 1 week we haven't got anyone on. We just do shows like this, and then we just, you know, do a review of like an MTV WCW show for whatever reason. You know, we just go with the flow and we do whatever. But then
We've got to
that
find
enables...
another one of those shows.
Yeah, we will, man, 100%.
We've got to find something, yeah.
But then that enables us to get the good guests that we want to have on. We don't have to just grab whoever we can to sort of chuck out an interview or whatever. We try not to do that. That's the long way round of saying, go and check out our interviews that we've already done, because we've done a huge amount of very, very good interviews. And when I'm not just saying that because we're interviewing, because most of the time it's not even us talking in the interview.
A lot of it's
a lot of it is, you know, the Eric Watts interview was absolutely epic, bro. And again, a lot of these guys that we have on, magically a couple of months later end up being on another certain very large wrestling interview channel not very long after we have them on. Tell me when I'm telling lies, bro. It's happened multiple times now. You know, so we kind of just have on people that we want to have on, and we look for those different types of interviews where we can literally sit with someone for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours,
sometimes 3, yeah.
You know, we've had 3-hour interviews, epic interviews with these guys where, you know, I don't think Chris Hamrick wanted to stop. I think Eric Watts said to us, yeah, sorry guys, yeah, I probably won't be able to stay on that long. 3 hours and fucking 12 minutes later, he's like, oh yeah, shit guys, sorry, I'm gonna have to go. Like, it's like, you know, it's absolutely unbelievable. And you know, we've got some good stuff coming. We've got some really good stuff in the pipeline. But the long way round of saying, please check out our interviews that we've done, because we've got a huge amount that we've done already.
And that's not to make a discredit or discount to any of our podcast friends. We would love to have you guys on too.
Absolutely.
You know, if the timing's right, you know, we will have you guys on if you're listening or watching. Maybe we should reach out every now and again a bit more. But feel free. You know, we would love to have you guys on if you want to chat, if you want to do this ranting and raving.
Absolutely. It's hard lining it up, though, isn't it? It's hard trying to find time because we've been invited on other shows to do stuff, and either I'm not available or you're not available or whatever. And you've jumped on other shows when I've not been available, which is, you know, if we can, we'll do it. But it's just really hard to sort of line up.
I'm waiting to see you on another show, bruv. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I don't know if anyone...
to go nuts and hijack someone else's show.
Bro, I don't. You know what? Yeah, I try not to, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if many people would want to have me on my own, because you rein me in, fam. You know what I mean? You kind of you help me to stay focused, because it's that ADHD brain is just fucking goes crazy, mate.
You're really thinking about CEX in the morning.
I will be, because I've being the assistant manager of our local CEX, as someone on TikTok has pointed out in a besmirching manner.
The rudeness.
Oh, it's rude, it's disgusting.
But, yeah, that was because we were talking about Logan Paul, and something that we made a very valid point on.
Mm-hmm.
But it upsets the marks. So
it does. Well, I mean, I've heard talk. I mean, even Logan Paul on his podcast said that he's excited at the idea of him and Dominic Mysterio being in a tag team. Two of the most hated people in WWE getting together, being in a tag team. That's red hot heat.
That is man, I'd watch it.
I'd watch it 100%. I would watch it. There you go.
MJF as well, offering his services to the Impulsive podcast.
Yeah.
What do you think? Think MJF and Logan Paul could meet?
Bro, I think that's money.
Of course it is.
I mean, it's
of course it is.
It's money. Money.
If anyone's got a brain, you know, they managed to get Jericho and Steve Austin together. You could get MJF and Logan Paul together.
But again, who's going to get the rub more out of that? MJF and AEW.
It's
Yeah,
Maxwell,
of course. AEW and Maxwell are getting ready for them bidding wars of 2024. He's priming it up. See what I did there?
I'm not sure if he's going anywhere.
I, do you know what?
I think you're more likely to see Wardlow go somewhere else.
I mean, I'm not being funny. That wouldn't be a bad thing for Wardlow,
Yeah.
would it?
No,
I really-
Wardlow's got those WWE likable tools that, I mean, it's been like that since the 70s and 80s. WWE like a big guy. What can we say?
Of course they do. They like big meat slapping meat.
Yeah. You know, it's something that we spoke about on the show before with another good friend of the show, Billy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Billy on this one. Like, you know, WWE has their way and they like the big, you know, guys that look like they can
Professional wrestlers.
they can fuck you up. Yeah.
Yeah. To
Not-
keep that thin veneer in these times, that there's something legit going on in that squared area with ropes around it
Yeah,
that we call a
that's right.
wrestling ring. You know, they still like to keep that idea of these guys will hurt you. They can hurt you. And that's what they're doing to each other. That's why I think they don't, you know, that's a whole nother conversation, right?
Of course it is. Let's start to wrap because, you know, things get late. We get tired. If, of course, you are watching or listening, thank you so much for sticking with us. You can catch us on all the social medias. It is at Chat Grapple Pops for Facebook, X, fucking hell, Instagram, and TikTok. TikTok is a fun one.
You know what you got to do when you're editing this, bro. When you say X, you've got to flash up like a
Exhibit.
little gif of Exhibit going X, you know, for the video. X.
Yeah.
It's got to be done. It has to be done.
Sorry, well, that's socials. Yeah, you can catch us on all those socials. If you like the banter that we come up with on X or whatever, you know, hit the follow, hit the likes, have a chat with us on there. We're always chatting on there. Either one of us. This is the beauty of something like that. We both have control of it, so we can both say any old shit. And
Absolutely.
you can think it's either one of us.
You know, it also shout out to Joseph, Mike, and Matt, the Magic Boys, who I play Magic with on a Thursday evening. That both of the guys, Matt and Mike, are wrestling fans, and it only just recently came out when we were having a conversation when we were playing.
They were hiding that they were wrestling fans.
Yeah, but now I'm open, bro. I'm as out as Elton John fan. So I literally, people know that I'm a wrestling fan, innit? And I think they, you know, when I mentioned, I've got a wrestling podcast, blah, 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 they're both subscribed. I think Matt was listening to the most recent show in his headphones when he was at work and that, and said it was great. So shout out to Mike, Matt, and Joseph, the Magic Boys. Hope you're enjoying this. And I'm going to be out. Today's Wednesday, so tomorrow night I'll be out there tapping those lands and playing a bit of Magic the Gathering with you boys. We're also going to be playing Dungeons and Dragons very soon as well. D&D.
You're a Dungeons and Dragons guy as well.
Yeah, bro.
I'm pretty sure that Matt from Good Cop Bad Cop is a Dungeons and Dragons guy as well.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I'm almost certain. Like, don't quote me on that. We can find out. Obviously, we can fact check that. Pretty sure he's a big Dungeons and Dragons guy.
Oh, bro, D&D fam, let's go.
Yeah. Also, very quickly, a big thanks to my man Joe for the thumbnails.
Always.
The thumbnails lately, they've been unbelievable. Very, very. Oh, the guy's great. I will put a link to his email or however he's doing it at the moment. If you are looking for a thumbnail, by all means, hit him up. He's got some of the best shit out there. And what can we say? That's beautiful.
Amazing, mate. He done his proud on the last one with Tony Khan, dude.
Yeah, if you like Tony Khan in a pink bow tie and an AEW brand in the middle of his forehead, then yeah, that's the one. And
Beautiful.
of course, Chris calling him a pussy hole helps. If you are watching on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, chuck us a comment. You know, it's always nice to see a comment, good or bad, you know, not just
Absolutely.
any old craziness. Great Britain, what can we say about you guys? Our wonderful UK. You got great taste.
Oh,
perfect taste. If you're putting us in your wrestling podcast charts, you have got amazing taste. You know, you might have seen on the Instagram story or the Facebook story, a company with Elgar's Land of Hope and Glory. What can I say? I like the classics. Thank you so much for keeping us relevant, keeping us in your charts, and keeping us in your ears.
Coming in your ears.
Surely FM, fam.
Surely FM, coming in your ears. Where the listener comes first. Yeah? Always.
We hope you do.
We hope you do come first. So in our eyes, you will always come first.
But yeah, if you're listening, oh my God, if you're listening, there's so many ways to listen to this show now. It's unreal. It's amazing the amount of, like, I go on Pod News and it feels like there's an extra one added like all the time. Podnews.net. If your podcast listening app is not on there, let us know. We'll make it happen. If you have to, beg for it to happen, let's do it. If you found it.
I have found it, dude.
You're going to do it. I'm
going to do it, mate. So as my esteemed colleague has just said, we are on YouTube. We are on, you catch us on the Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on X. We are on every social media possible. But if you rather look at our beautiful faces, you would rather listen to us, we are on almost every podcast platform imaginable. We are on Amazon Music, AntennaPod, Anytime Player, Apple Podcast, Bullhorn, Castamatic, Castbox, Castro, CurioCaster, Fountain, Good Pods, Google Podcasts, G-Podder, iHeartRadio, Apple iTunes, Jam, Listen Notes, Luminary, Moon FM, Overcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbean, Podcast Addict, Podcast Index, Podcast Guru, Podcast Republic, Podchaser, Podfriend, Pod Hero, Podknife, Podstation, Podverse, Podvine, Radio Public, Sonnet, Spotify, Steenio FM, and you can catch us on your RSS feed. Boom.
Was iHeartRadio in there?
iHeartRadio, yeah.
Yeah, iHeartRadio as well. Well, that's a classic. That was one of the first ones to.
Trust me, bro. It started off as literally like Podbean, Spotify, Deezer, Castbox. It's one of the, see, Deezer ain't on here, actually.
Yeah, Deezer. No, is it Good Pods? Is that on there as well?
Yeah, Good Pods is on there. What happened to Deezer? Is that still a thing?
I don't know, man. Don't know. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to find out. So there you go. So there's no excuse for not listening to us. We could be coming in your ears on any of those platforms. Every week. Oh, what a thought. Beautiful. On that note,
with that in mind,
come and see us at fucking All In as well. Come and find us. You won't be able to miss us.
Yeah, we will. We are absolutely. We're going to be at All In. So come and check us out. Come and find us. We will be blinged up to the eyeballs, merch like fuck. Also, if I'm pretty sure this will still be running as this show comes out, you might know we have got some merch. You can see it there on the YouTube channel, just there. Redbubble are currently running a 30% off everything promotion. So get yourself some cheap chat grapple and cheap pops goodies.
Do it. Go and do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now.
And there's two very different and very excellent designs. You can have the usual logo thing that I am sporting, or the ICO Pro winner logo shit.
Bro, how long's it been since we've given out an ICO Pro Jacked Award trophy? You know who's going to win it, though.
Long time.
You know who's going to win it,
goodness. Fam. Yeah. Fear of being sued. I'm not sure if we should. You saw the picture that I sent you the other day. I can't even put it on the show.
No, we can't even. We can't even put it on.
Yeah, there's a few ICO Pro Award winners.
But there's one little lady that takes the biscuit right now. She's not exactly little.
The protein biscuit.
Trust me, she takes that protein biscuit, the protein cakes, shakes. The lot.
Yeah, we will find a way to hand out an ICO Pro Award. We'll hand one out for All In for sure.
Absolutely. We'll have a Jacked Award. We'll make it happen, yeah.
So with that, for now, we say thank you very much. We say that we can't wait to see you guys again at All In. We can't wait to get another show out because we seem to just be cracking these off. We're feeling the love. So I'm JB.
Sorry, dude.
We're being
very
stopped.
lastly,
Hang on.
Just quickly, anyone who watches Botchamania, where we put a meme out about Matey Boy on AEW being the long lost child of Bruce Forsyth, and in the recent Botchamania advert, episode, they've actually got the Generation Game thing, but with his theme and Brucey coming out doing that. Amazing. Go and check that out. Shout out to Matthew. We've tried to make contact with Matthew. Please get in contact with us. We'd love to have you on the show. But yeah, please watch Botchamania. And it's got the Bruce Forsyth.
Ricky Starks
thing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, there you have it. Trend setting again, Chris.
No, mate.
So let's wrap it. Let's say thank you. I can hear the music playing in my head already.
Right.
Thank you so much for listening or watching. I am JB, the assistant manager from CEX next to me, the best Chris in all of wrestling podcasts, Mr. Chris Dredd, the Raz Prince of wrestling podcasts. We say for now, take care. We'll see you soon, guys.
Peace.